Hello, good evening, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, New York by Night. This evening we are concluding our second season of following the Camarilla coterie as they encounter the dangers and mysteries of the New York Nights with Season 2, Episode 8, Made of Strife. Let's meet our Strife vampires now.
Hello, I'm Noura Ibrahim, and tonight I play Khalida, the Ventrue, who is dramatically judging you.
Hello, I am Cynthia Marie. I am playing Coco, the ruthless Lasombra.
Hello, I'm Xander, Jeanneret, playing Brawn, the Nosferatu, who's just happy to be here.
And hey, I'm Michelle and Bradley. I am playing Kiếm, and I am the Toreador tonight, who is making some decisions.
So we have judging, ruthless, happy, and deciding Kindred in our story this evening. Well, before we see how that all pans out for you, let's thank a few special people. We'd like to thank Black Magic Design for the cameras that allow us to come to you tonight in unliving color. We'd like to thank Renegade Game Studios, our World of Darkness tabletop RPG publishing partner, for our books and our dice. We'd like to thank Dogmite Games for the beautiful New York by Night Storyteller screen. And we'd also like to give special thanks to Backblaze Cloud Backup and Storage Services. Remember, Yev is canon. Let's imagine it. You are a kindred. You're a vampire. Your heart doesn't beat. Your eyes don't blink. Your lungs don't breathe. And when the sun is in the sky, you sleep. Not the gentle, restful sleep full of dreams, as a mortal does, but deep, silent, senseless, comatose, unconscious period in which you have no awareness of the world. And then, every night, when the sun sets below the horizon, and your eyes open, you ask yourself, what am I going to do to make it through tonight? What about tomorrow night? What about the night after that? And after the deeds are done and your belly is full, how are you going to live with yourself? What are you going to do with your situation that makes it worth all the terrible things you have to do along the way? That is undeath, and it's only half the question. Mortals are sustenance, but they're all you've got for dates, too. No matter how callous you become, you still have to move among them. How are you going to keep that connection to humanity, even as a sham? That's the masquerade part. This song and this dance doesn't always play well, obviously. Devote yourself to redeeming human malefactors, and you might find that they're the only creatures you can understand. Spend your nights in a vault, perfecting your monstrosity, and you may find yourself unable to flee through the gates when the hunters crash it down. And it's this nightly dance along the edge of multiple knives between undeath and the masquerade that defines your new existence. Night after night after night. So with this firmly in mind, let's tell a vampire story. let's recap. A chauffeured town car is about to drive through the nighttime streets of Lower Manhattan. Inside, a mortal driver and 5 kindred, our coterie and their guest, Nigel. It's a little crowded here in the town car, and maybe a little tense. Your guest, Nigel, was witness to a strange incident that took place in a shipping warehouse in the borough of the Bronx, in a property owned by the coterie's patron, James Rafferty, Khalida's sire. Nigel, unfortunately, seems to be unable or unwilling to provide crucial details about whatever happened in that warehouse. Some compulsion appears to prevent him from speaking about parts of what he saw. Now, fortunately, there was another witness who could speak about the entire incident and describe it in detail, who was working for Nigel, a mortal. Unfortunately, that mortal is now dead, a victim to the blood appetites of the kindred. Now, there are still several hours of darkness left to this night. Mr. Rafferty is expecting some kind of report from you on your progress. You've learned a lot about Rafferty and many other things in the last several evenings. What would you like to do now?
So you all are okay with us returning this man to your sire, and then not telling him about our introduction to the prince?
Yeah, we gotta keep that between us.
Yeah, I would hold off on that. And since this little piggy won't squeal, perhaps Rafferty can aid in that.
I mean, we were just supposed to find out what happened, right? I mean, this is sweetening the deal. We bring the real thing. He can question him himself.
Exactly.
You all met the prince?
No.
Oh,
Shut your
Thought you
yapper.
right.
We actually trust that Rafferty is going to give us the answers that we need.
I think that's beyond our concern. Our mission was just to find out what this fuck was up to. You sure you can't talk about anything? I give you permission to talk now. That warehouse, there was nobody else there?
I can't. Yes, there were other people there. There was Davis, who's dead, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
There were several of my other people. Of course, you met most of them. Are they dead too?
They're fine. Stop asking questions.
It's interesting that you're the only one that seems to be afflicted by this, no speaky business.
No. No, my other associates, except Davis, are similarly afflicted, as you say. Davis told us that something happened to us there. That
All right.
somebody
okay.
said something that prevent us from. I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, I've seen Khalida do some shit with her mind that is something similar, so...
Speaking of which, I have to do this again. We didn't see the prince, as I unforgettable, the forgettable mind him again.
Forgetful mind.
Forgetful
you
mind.
want to use forgetful mind again.
Yes.
In just
Well, because
a
we have to
few moments
Sorry.
on the
This guy's
same
poor
victim.
brain.
Yeah, X-nay on the prey.
Why are you
Business.
apologizing? He saw something he doesn't need to see.
Make a rouse check.
Mentioning it.
Success.
Success. You don't get hungrier. You reach into his mind if you can beat him on the opposed roll, dominate, which is manipulation plus dominate.
Yep.
I'll roll his intelligence and his resolve. 3 successes.
1 success.
Do you want to spend willpower to re-roll any of your failed dice?
Yes. That is a messy critical.
A messy critical. Wow. Messy criticals are, of course, what happens when the beast comes out to play. So, you grip Nigel on either side of his head in your hands and draw his face close to yours, almost till you're touching. Your eyes bore into his terrified eyes, and you say what?
We never uttered the word prince.
You never said anything about a prince, ever. The compulsion of the Ventrue is something that you're becoming very familiar with, Khalida. It seems to keep happening. The compulsion of fixation and arrogance to command a situation. Things are spinning out of control. They feel like chaos. It feels like you're about to lose, and you do not like to lose. And the beast whispers in your head, are you really going to let him talk to you like this? Are you really going to let this sad, pathetic weakling defy you?
Nobody talks to me like that.
Teach him a lesson. Show him who you are.
I need him to talk first.
-2 to all your dice pools not related to controlling this situation for the rest of the scene. Nigel, having been subjected to physical violence, intimidation, social threats, domination several times, is rapidly running out of the will to do anything except sit in a little puddle on the seat of the town car.
Man, I think you fried his egg.
Oh,
Look,
he's being an
I've told
obedient
you
one.
before. Something happened. Somebody came into the warehouse. They took one and only one of the skulls that came out of that condominium dig we're doing over there in the Bronx. Look, they were after a specific skull. They actually checked the shipping manifest or whatever the records were that my boys were keeping, and they found just that one thing.
Yes,
That's
this
all
is
they took.
very good information, which you should have offered from the beginning.
I said all this before.
It's fine,
You just
we're
weren't
listening.
paying attention.
That's-
because you're all crazy.
Yeah, fair points.
Or possibly you're one of them.
One of who?
I can't talk about it.
Okay, so we've got
I
some
don't want to
other...
talk about it. One of them.
Do you remember it was on the manifest?
Yes, it was a list of all the remains that the human remains that we dug out of the condo project. There were at least maybe 6 or 7 skeletons, and they were very, very old. These weren't recent deaths. These weren't murders situated there by, I don't know, criminals to hide them. These were old bones.
What made that skull so special?
I don't know.
It's all right. We will get our hands on the manifest. That's easy for me to find. If somebody can help me dial a number.
Yeah, I got you.
Not gonna give you my phone because you tried that last time.
This thing's pretty indestructible, but I'll dial it for you.
Gonna give him the number to my contact to my shipping company.
So, remind us of the name of your shipping company, Coco.
CPO.
Kyo. So, you dial the number.
Speakerphone.
Hello, who is this?
It's Consuela.
Oh, excuse me, I wasn't expecting you to call on this number. Are you all right?
I am fine.
What can we do for you? Sorry.
I'm in need of information. I need information as quick as possible. I hope that you document this number because I'm only going to call once and I'm going to tell you this once.
Yes, I've got a sticky note right here.
Excellent. I need the shipping manifesto from Atlas Shipping. I understand that it was non-existent, but now it is. So I can...
I'll need more. I mean, Atlas Shipping. I don't know. One of hundreds of manifests. What was the cargo?
Human remains.
Oh, well, that should narrow it down pretty quickly. Yeah, okay, we can. Are you sure that they
You're
would file anything
questioning me?
publicly? Oh, no. If it can be found, I'll find it.
Tonight,
Tonight? Yes, right away.
You know I don't have all night.
No, I know you don't.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
All right, this thing that came by and took the shit, was it like big scary monster?
Can't talk about him.
That
Can't talk about it.
specifically. Because we could beat around the bush and then we can identify that bush.
Was the beast alone?
No.
Were there others like the beast?
There was a woman with him.
Woman.
Okay.
He called her Angela. I remember.
Angela. That sounds familiar.
I know exactly who that is. That is Argus's partner.
A ghoul?
Argus the Ravenos. I don't know, have not identified her as being a ghoul.
Oh.
My assumption is yes, as she was the one who got in the car at the
She was at
art
the
gallery. Yes. Serph's parents.
So they might be involved in all this as well.
So, you can understand my curiosity. Where are we going? What's going to happen to me?
It's a good thing you've told us as much as you did, because whatever you tell us, we're the nice ones.
Yeah.
The guy you're gonna see, maybe not so nice, not so gentle, no bedside manner, kind of an a-hole.
Since we weren't able to get exactly what we wanted out of you, I think he's gonna pry it out.
Who exactly are we going to see then?
Doesn't matter. You'll meet him very soon.
How did you guys find me anyway?
We have our sources. You must have made some very powerful enemies when you did what you did.
I didn't do anything wrong. We did
Wrong
exactly
place.
what we were supposed to do.
Wrong time.
Which was what? Hide? Who told you to hide?
Oh, that. Well, I mean, it seemed the smart thing to do after what happened.
It's pathetic. You call yourself a kindred and yet you hide yourself like that?
Look, nobody's paying us enough to deal with that.
The monster?
Can't talk about it.
You're acting awfully scared, command or not. Are you sure he's still worthy to live? Do we have to bring him back to
Hey, I'm right here!
I said shut up.
We've gotten
Talk,
docked
shut up,
points
talk, shut up.
for not sticking to the mission, and I feel like that might downgrade us a bit if we...
Isn't it not going to matter very soon whether we follow Rafferty's rules or not?
I agree.
I just
forgotten.
want to see what happens when they're face to face.
You just want to go to dear old daddy instead of making a decision for yourself.
I could make my own decision, sweetheart.
Then make a decision about this.
I did make a decision. We're in the car. Wilcox is driving us back to the hotel where we are going to get this all settled.
How far away are
How's
we?
that for a fucking decision?
Wilcox.
Bravo. Finally.
Sir?
How far?
Well, maybe 10 minutes, sir.
I have another idea.
Yeah?
There's somebody else I want to visit. Someone else who might give us a different truth.
You gonna call an Uber? Because this car's going one place.
I can get out if I wanted to. But we'll go to
mean-
your daddy, dearest. It's fine. But I'd like to go see someone else afterwards.
Your daddy, dearest?
Yes.
How convenient.
Can we already establish? I look at Nigel. God damn it, it's still here. We'll talk when we get there.
Hey, look, it wasn't my idea to come with you. You could have just left me alone.
Oh, that wasn't an option.
Let's just stay silent till we arrive.
Well, if this monster is on the loose in the Bronx, we could also maybe call Richter and give the Anarchs a head up so that they had a chance to take this thing down.
Don't you think
Why
they
would
would
we-
have?
Maybe they don't know it's out there.
Why would we tell them?
Well, it seems like Rafferty's in league with them. Maybe we could use it to fight this thing. It seems pretty powerful.
We don't know how much of this thing is interfering with our lives yet.
Maybe, should we call Rafferty to give him a heads up?
I mean, I let him know we have a present for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if there are no attempts to change the course of direction of the vehicle or to leave the moving vehicle, perhaps when it's at a stoplight, then the vehicle is going to arrive at the Sterling Hotel soon. Very well. Back entrance, Miss Khalida?
Yes, please.
Wilcox guides the town car to the underground parking garage below the hotel. As before, he drives to the lowest level, pulls up near one of the doors on the opposite side from the elevator. We're here.
Ready to go?
Yeah. Don't make any sudden moves. And I will grab onto Nigel to make sure he doesn't.
Is this the Sterling?
Just
Are we gonna go see Rafferty?
Look who suddenly wants to talk all of a sudden.
Yeah, okay. Look. Fine. I'll go quietly.
Thank
You're
you.
obviously not being quiet.
I'll go quietly. Is that better?
Much.
What then? Into the hotel?
Yes.
So, taking the access door, stairway, couple of flights up to the lobby. You're in the Sterling again. It's familiar, cozy, warm, and inviting surroundings, a distinct counterpoint to the mystery and the violence and the uncertainty of this evening's earlier encounters with, of course, Nigel and his gang of holdouts on the Brooklyn docks and the Prince of New York City. Khalida, wits and awareness, please.
Four minus the 2.
Okay. 4 minus the 2 leaves you with 2 successes only. Something's different. It's difficult to place it exactly. The vibe in the lobby is quieter than usual. There's fewer mortals around. It is the middle of the night, so maybe people are sleeping. But usually there'd be people at the jazz club or the hotel bar. But you notice that the jazz club is closed. It's normally not closed at night.
Something's weird.
Yeah.
Should keep an eye out.
All right.
I activate heightened senses to see if I can
Heightened
overhear or see anything.
Senses. Well, that activates all of your senses at once. And fortunately for you, the jazz bar is closed. Otherwise, the predominant sensation you would get would be one of overpowering musical noise. But instead, the low background murmur of the hotel lobby, of the concierge and the desk clerks and the bell captains and the few guests that are here becomes distinct. Changes from a murmur to individual conversations that you can hear. Takes a few minutes as you sift through all the sensations coming to you through each sense simultaneously. Are you trying to listen or smell or taste or detect anything in specific? Or are you trying to get a general sense of something?
To see what's different from the last time I was here, to
What's different?
overhear anything that is useful.
In that case, make wits and awareness and add 2 dice to it.
Okay.
2 dice to the pool.
Two successes.
Still 2 successes, but you have the aid of heightened senses. One of the things that's very different is that there's a lot more of the hotel's security staff in evidence. Normally there's just one who patrols the lobby and the parking area in front where the valet is, but you see 2 security guards stationed near the front valet parking entrance, and one over by the elevators as well. That's different.
I reach over and cover Nigel's ears. Oh, God, this idiot with us. There's something wrong. Something's happened. There's more security than usual. I feel like there's been an incident.
Already?
Do you think they moved that fast?
They could have.
Or are we walking into a trap?
We didn't do anything wrong, remember? Hopefully.
What if we wait here and you speed up and listen up ahead? See if you can hear anything and then come back. Tell us if we're walking into something.
I can do that.
I'll keep an eye on this guy.
Don't run.
The concierge has left his station near the reception desk and crossed the lobby to greet you, Khalida. Miss Khalida, hello, hello. We weren't sure when to expect you this evening or whether to expect you, but we understood that you might be dropping by. Hi, you remember me, right, Farrell?
Yes, hi.
Yeah, hello, hello, Mr.
Fucking
Brawn.
Farrell. I got my jacket on.
And a very nice jacket it is, too, sir.
Thanks.
I admire it very much.
Thanks.
I
Is-
particularly like the hood.
Thank you.
Is Mr. Rafferty in this?
Of course, and of course he is expecting you. I'm to take you straight up whenever you're ready.
I'll just need a few moments if you
Please,
wouldn't mind.
please take your time. I mean, after all, it's your home, too.
Thank you.
Whenever you are ready. Anything I can bring you?
Yes, could you get, maybe,
Our friend here could maybe use a drink. Mm-hmm. He's had a rough night.
yes.
Yes, something in the red varietal. Mm-hmm. Of course. Bring it here.
Just have it ready.
Yes, just
I'll
hold
ring
it
up.
off in the side in a different room if you would.
Oh, yes, of course. The jazz club, as you can see, is closed this evening. I can have it in the bar there for him.
Perfect.
Any particular reason why the jazz club is closed?
I believe there was a problem with the band, and they decided that it might be nice for everybody to have a night off.
A night off. Well, I would imagine that the jazz club would be up and running since it looks like you might have, a guest of honor with the increased security I see.
He's clearly uncomfortable with this line of conversation. Yes, well, I mean, I could ask at reception to see what that's all about. I'm afraid, of course, in my position, they don't always tell me everything.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I think so too, actually. It'd be easier to do my job if they kept me in the loop, right? Yeah.
That seems to be a recurring problem.
Look, it wouldn't surprise me if there was some kind of, threat.
What kind of threat?
I mean, I don't know. More security guards, jazz bar closed. I mean, we don't close that for anything. It's a huge moneymaker for the hotel.
Right.
I mean, you wouldn't believe the margins on, top shelf liquor.
And I don't see Rafferty ever wanting to lose money.
Mr. Rafferty doesn't seem like the kind of individual who would like to do that.
And yet he was the one who called it closed?
I really don't know. As I said, they don't always tell me everything.
Well, maybe fetch that little snack.
I'll have it waiting over there,
Thank you.
right on the bar.
Shake a leg, Farrell.
Yes, sir.
That'll give you some time.
What is the point of talking to that stupid person?
We gotta keep him distracted.
Fine. I'm gonna take the
Hey there.
stairs.
That was really nice of you to order me something. I'm kind of famished.
All
I
right,
appreciate
shut
it.
your mouth.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Shutting up. Kiếm. You mentioned something about the stairs?
Yes, I see if I can bypass security to make my way up to Rafferty's by myself.
Well, of course, the hotel is equipped with emergency stairs. Do I take it then you were trying to get into the stairway off the lobby without being seen by the security guards?
Yes?
If it helps, we could cause a distraction.
Also, we have somebody who doesn't show up on security cameras.
So before I leave, is there any point to this? Why don't we all just go up at the same time? He knows we're coming. What's the
If
point?
it's a trap, you'll know.
If we discover it's a trap and it's only one of us, isn't it better if we're all there?
I'm not saying
defend
go all the
ourselves?
way in. Just see what you could.
Now,
If
I'd
there's
like to
anything to
point
there.
out that Coco, Brawn, and Kiếm have only been to Rafferty's suite through the special elevator. Khalida, on the other hand, has knowledge of the hotel layout that no one else possesses. And while the stairway will not bring Kiếm into Rafferty's suite, she should be able to get to the appropriate floor, at least.
It'll get you close enough if you take this route, and I'm explaining. Just get close enough and just hear if there's anything unusual.
Fine. Don't abandon me, you three.
No.
We're in this together.
I proceed to the stairwell. I think I'll be using Blink the whole way, so I know it's a few rolls.
Make a rouse check, please.
It's a failure.
Daughter dear, is this charade truly necessary? We just want a drink, just a sip. Just something to wet our dry, parched throat.
I'm working for myself now.
You,
I need to do what you say.
when you do what I say, it only helps you. Fine.
Never has. Never will.
Fine. Be stubborn. See where it gets you.
I'm being myself for once.
Make a roll. Your pool is dexterity and athletics.
Three successes total.
3 successes. One moment, Kiếm is standing with you in the lobby. And the next minute, she simply isn't standing there, and the stairway access door is hissing closed gently on its pneumatic hinge.
I'm actually going to follow behind her ever so slowly. I'm going to kind of slink into the shadows, and I'm going to stand guard by the door in case something were to happen and try to help.
There aren't shadows in the lobby deep enough for you to hide, per se,
Okay.
but it's understood that you are standing guard at the stairway exit. I've got those drinks ready. I took the liberty of getting something for everybody.
Not the time.
Just put it over there.
It's over in the jazz bar. It's not something I would really want to bring in the lobby.
Thanks.
Actually, why don't I take our friend over to the jazz bar and see if there's anything else in there?
Okay.
Are you hungry, Nigel?
Yeah, I'd love a drink. Thanks.
All right. Let's go check it out.
Up the stairs, Kiếm. It's a long way up. There are several flights, but you're moving quickly. Brawn,
Yeah.
you find that the jazz bar doors have been unlocked for you, and you step in the darkened venue.
As soon as I get in there, I'm going to check behind the door, to the left, to the right,
Yes.
and up.
You don't see anything that makes you suspicious. Arranged on the bar is, of course, a platter and several different drinking vessels containing very fresh but rapidly cooling mortal blood.
I also enter because I could use a snack as well.
Your snack is in a distinctive crystal goblet. I can't drink this.
You will drink it,
Can't.
and you will
I can't.
like it.
There's nothing here I can drink. I'm telling you, I can tell. So I'll pass. Thanks.
I'm gonna use mesmerize and command him to drink.
I see. Once again, unto the dominate. You need to make a rouse check and roll manipulation and dominate.
If it's blank, it's a fail.
Yeah.
Blank is always a failure.
Yeah. Okay.
How many successes did you get?
Critical success, but -2.
So it's either a critical success or it's not. At the moment, we're looking for totals of his roll versus your roll. He's got 3 successes. Can you beat that?
I only got 2.
You got 2 successes. Okay. So. No, I'm not gonna. I can't drink any of that, and you can't make me. What do you want me to do? Throw up? You should understand.
You know, hostages are rarely in a position to negotiate.
Hostage? Oh. Wow.
Looks like someone can't read the room.
What do you plan to ask for to give me up? Can I make it worth your while? I mean, I still have money.
Well, I mean, you could have answered our questions in the car, but you didn't want to.
I told you everything I know.
Yeah.
Everything I can talk about.
Exactly. There are things you can't talk about, so here we are.
I thought that night in the warehouse was the worst night ever, but I was so wrong.
Oh, I could make it so much worse for you.
In the lobby, the security guard approaches you, Coco, and asks if there's anything he can do to help you, miss.
I was actually curious what was going on here. I came here to listen to jazz music, and it seems that the jazz bar is closed.
Yeah, I don't know. A singer got sick or something? No, I don't know. They don't tell me much.
Why is security so heightened then?
I'm sorry, that's need-to-know information. Can't help you. Are you on your way to your room? Could I see your hotel key, please? Are you a guest here?
I'm going to use or activate compel, and I'm going to tell him to walk.
You're going to use compel. Walk could mean anything. He might walk into the wall. He might walk into you. It's free. No roll required, but you'll have to be a little bit more specific.
Walk away.
He spins on his heel, wishes you a good evening, and walks over to reception.
To reception. Interesting. So I'm just going to lean my ear up against the door just to make sure I don't hear anything strange. I doubt I'll hear anything because she's probably long gone by now. I'm going to head to the jazz bar.
You're going to go join your compatriots in the jazz bar while Nigel is still refusing to drink what has been offered to him.
I'd like to sneak up behind Nigel.
You want to be quiet about
Yeah.
this? Dexterity and stealth, unless you're using any other powers. Kiếm, you have reached the floor that Khalida indicated is the correct floor. 2 successes. You glide in, making sure that your high heels do not tap too loudly and give you away. Moving like a dancer through the shadows.
I'd like to whisper into his ear and put my hand just ever so gently near his throat. You're going to listen and answer my friend's questions, or you can do it my way and I can take your voice.
What is wrong with you people? With you, Kindred? I didn't do anything wrong. I just didn't want to be found by... I can't talk about it.
By the thing.
I can't talk about it. Meanwhile...
I approach the door that Khalida told me to go to.
As you open carefully the stairwell door, you can see down the corridor. This part of the hotel has 1 guest room and 1 guest room only, and that is, of course, the room where you have met Mr. Rafferty before. There are 2 mortal security guards. At least you think they're mortal. You're still using heightened senses?
Yes.
Then you can determine that they are breathing, they are blinking, that the pallor of undeath is not on their faces. They are standing outside Mr. Rafferty's suite. And they are between the door and you.
Do I see any cameras around?
Cameras, that's something that you don't see.
Makes sense.
Make a roll of intelligence and investigation.
Okay. Oh, wait. It's 2 successes.
2 successes. No. If there are any cameras here, they are too well hidden for you to perceive them. security guards appear to be more or less alert, but they still haven't noticed you cracking the door of the stairwell.
I want to blink to
Then what?
land in between both of them. And when I land there, I want to take out 2 of my knives and stab them.
Make a rouse check.
It's a failure.
Once again, rash and bloody deeds. That's how you got yourself into this mess, daughter.
I'm efficient.
You could at least drink one of them for me. It's the least you could do.
If I do anything, it'll be for myself. But I'm a little thirsty.
Make a pool of your dexterity and... Actually, no, it's dexterity and melee for you. And you may add the dice equal to your celerity as well. Critical success, 4.
That's 5 successes.
5 successes. Okay. You pull out your knives. You stab.
I try to stab for the stomach.
You're trying to stab them both. Is your intent to kill them?
Badly wound.
To badly wound. Well, they're both definitely wounded, but perhaps not as bad as you would have liked. One slumps against the door loudly. Oh! The other falls to the ground. Thud! Bleeding, both of them. The smell of fresh mortal blood fills your nostrils. You can practically taste it on the back of your throat. What is your current hunger?
4.
Roll all your unspent willpower.
Three successes.
3 successes. Barely. You keep control of yourself, and you don't drop to your knees and begin drinking to satisfy the craving inside you. But it's a near shave. What the hell is wrong with you? God, Mr. R, help!
I grab his mouth. I squeeze. Is the other one dead? Is the other one conscious?
He's unconscious.
I leave him be for now. The one who was yelling, I drink.
How much do you take when you sink your fangs into his flesh?
As much as I can get.
As much as you can get. How many of your hunger dice do you want to remove?
Can I do all 4 with 1 mortal?
You can, if that's what you want.
It is.
I'm going to check your convictions. None may control me. That pillar of your morality seems safe. My survival always comes first. Surely that's intact. Now let's look at the chronicle tenets. Masquerade first. Hide your true nature from mortals. Clean up evidence. I think you're okay. But we are not beasts. Control your hunger. Don't kill or maim for pleasure. Don't practice needless cruelty toward the mortals. How do you feel you're doing there? Was this necessary? Was this in service to one of your other convictions, perhaps? Such as the danger of being controlled?
When I heard the beast inside of me, it made me wonder. Am I in control? Is the beast in control? Or is the memory of my mortal self in control? So I decided to break a little rule. Something for me. That is why I do it.
It close margin. When this particular chapter is over, I think we're going to have to talk about stains. In the meantime, down in the jazz bar,
I drink from my crystal glass.
it is the vintage that you always prefer. Nothing tastes as good as someone who makes too much money for their own good. Does anybody else partake?
Well,
Not at the moment.
No? Coco?
question.
No. Khalida, if you have any hunger dice in front of you, and do you?
Yes.
You can take away as many as you want, except that last one.
Okay.
Has anyone noticed, Kiếm, it's been a while.
Yeah, if she was going up to listen, maybe she would have come back. Maybe something happened.
Yeah. You're right. We should go see if everything's okay.
What should we do about Dingle?
Oh, he's coming with us.
Okay.
Nigel, it's Nigel.
I know it's Nigel.
Look, I didn't choose the name either.
I don't want to hear your life story.
Let's just have Farrell take us up the regular way.
I don't think Farrell needs to be part of this. I think we could just go.
Okay.
Well, you do have the special key that will get you to that floor on the elevator. Although, you're wondering now why you ever bothered, since you could have just taken the stairs. But the answer is because the elevator leads directly to the suite.
Who wants to climb stairs?
Indeed. So, leaving the jazz bar behind, taking Mr. Nigel with you, go to the private elevator, you use your special key,
Yes.
and you go up to the appropriate floor. Now, multiple things happen at once. The elevator door open onto Rafferty's suite. Things are in motion here. Rafferty is standing using one of the hotel phones. It's corded, not quite solid state, but one of the older push-button kinds, and he's speaking quietly and rapidly into it. Renato is standing at the hotel door that leads out into the hallway, ready to open it, and then he sees you and freezes. Glassjaw is sitting comfortably on one of those butter-soft leather couches, relaxed and drinking out of what looks like a thermos.
Oh, we're interrupting boys' night.
The fuck are you doing here?
There's some moaning outside the front door. Kiếm, you hear Brawn's distinctive voice inside the room say,
What the fuck are you doing here?
"What am I doing here? Waiting for you."
I'm so glad we all have a chance to sit down and settle some shit.
Okay.
Renato opens the door. For those of you who haven't seen Renato before, Coco's description of him is accurate. He is tall, dark, and classically handsome, with a very expensive, finely cut suit. Glassjaw, well, you can see where he got his name, because his lower jaw is huge, distended, massive. It reaches all the way down to the middle of his chest. Otherwise, though, he looks remarkably strong. Lots of undead muscle. And he's the only one who appears to be relaxed. The suite door opens, Kiếm, and you see the individual I have just described standing there. He looks down at you as you are dabbing the blood off your lips.
Busy in here? Looks a little crowded.
You could have saved some for everybody, you know.
You can get your own, I think.
Perhaps later. He extends a hand to you. Won't you come in?
Certainly. I take his hand, but on the way in, I use my foot to sort of shove the bodies to the side of the door.
Shove them to either side of the door?
Yeah. And I close it
They
behind
leave
me.
little smears of blood on the carpet. Somebody's going to have to clean that up.
I thought Rafferty had so many little minions in this building.
Well, we'll find out, won't we? We haven't been introduced. My name is Renato Cristoval. I have the honor and the privilege to be the sire of the most enchanting Consuela.
Oye, what are you doing here?
Buenas noches to you, too.
It's been a bad night. What are you doing here?
You don't say. Rafferty finishes speaking and hangs up the phone. What exactly is going on here? Kiếm, did you? She did.
We were just worried you were being held here against your will.
Right. Nigel, so nice of you to drop by too. Why don't you all make yourselves very comfortable and we'll have a chat?
We're long overdue for one.
I should think. He runs a hand through his thick silver hair and looks at you. I am very surprised. I didn't
Surprised.
expect that your coterie would assault my staff. Are you? Wait a minute. Are you all right? He looks really carefully at your eyes, very deeply, as if looking for some hint of trouble. Are you quite all right?
I'm fine, except for a few things that maybe you can clear up.
Well, make yourselves at home. Hey, kid, you okay?
Yeah. Seems like there's some real monsters out there, though. We couldn't get this guy to talk, and they're doing some real damage. What? Nothing gets you to come out. Like, what brought you here?
Mostly you.
You shouldn't have.
Probably not.
Listen.
But this is important. No, you listen. Sticking my neck out here. Work with me, kid. Work with me.
I can't believe you're doing this. You should get far away.
Night ain't over.
Y tú también. You need to get away as well.
Get away.
See,
¿Por qué?
there's lots of information here, but there's a monster on the loose, a Zimitzi.
Simitze.
See,
Fiends. It's been a while.
We were hoping Nigel here could elaborate.
Simitze. Sabat. Black Hand. You are certain.
90% certain.
Close enough. Good enough for me. Rafferty, what is the meaning of this?
Yeah.
You said nothing about the Sabat. Rafferty looks like he would like to be someplace else with Khalida at this time. Maybe we could have a chat.
Oh, I think we do need to have one.
Well, there's a lovely view on the balcony.
Shall we?
Let's shall. Long overdue, as you said. If anybody's thirsty, just ring down to room service. Hey, please don't go anywhere, Kiếm. I'd like a few words with you, too.
Talk fast.
I'll talk as I please in my own domain.
I'll do as I please. With my time.
This night is going to be really very interesting. Excuse us, won't you? So, Rafferty offers you his arm, and you
I
step
take
out onto the balcony. That leaves Coco, Renato, Glassjaw, Brawn, and Kiếm
As they
in the hotel suite.
step out, I'm gonna look to Kiếm and go,
I walk towards the balcony.
You want to try to eavesdrop?
Yes.
James shuts the door behind him. You are intending to use heightened senses?
Yes.
Why, Mr. Rafferty, I don't think I've ever seen you look nervous before.
Annoyed, perhaps, irritated, a little confused, but I don't think you could call me nervous.
We're gonna have to clear some things up, you and I.
What's on your mind? Are you sure you're all right? This should have been a fairly simple sweep and clear, I would have thought.
Well, what information we gathered, we had to pry out of Nigel, and we were hoping that you might assist.
Well, the entire point of going to talk to him was to find out what he knows. If I had known, I wouldn't have sent you.
There's a bit of a block, you see, on what
Block?
he can tell us.
Oh, really? Somebody?
Something is, as Brawn would put it, fucky with his mind. He's withholding something.
Inconvenient. There's not a lot that can be done about that. I mean, how thorough is it, do you think?
Don't know.
Well, I mean, we can try, but there's not much that can be done if it was done well. But I'm still confused. Why the assault on my security staff? I mean, they're here for you. I didn't know what you would be bringing back. I didn't know who would be with you. You said you had a present. I thought maybe that was code for, oh my God, lock the place down.
Oh, well, you could always have asked me to be more specific.
I know, but the text, I just...
Okay. Let's just cut to the chase here.
I like those GIF things, though.
Gifts. Okay. It's a little off-putting, let's say, that I have to find out all your dirty little details of your secrets from other people when you could have just told me. How am I supposed to help you? How am I supposed to be there for you if you're going to keep things from me?
If you don't know, you can't be made to tell. And it
who
can't
are
be
you
used
afraid
against
of?
you.
Oh, but you could have told Margot?
I seriously doubt Margot knows anything about this.
No?
No, Margot was a mistake.
All right, well then, how is it that I told you we were going to Club Crimson to collect on some rent, and you failed to tell me that Simone and you are business partners? Now that made me look foolish, and nobody makes me look foolish.
If I thought there was the slightest chance you wouldn't handle it properly and turn it to your advantage, I might have given you a hint. But I knew I didn't have to, did I? Because you did turn it to your advantage, didn't you?
I always do.
Then what are you complaining about?
I'm just afraid you're losing a bit of trust in me, that's all.
I think it sounds like the opposite is true, frankly.
Well, why don't you tell me what the three of you are doing in here, then, if you trust me so much?
Well, maybe it is time. Maybe you're right. Maybe I have protected you a little too much. If you like, we can go back in and you can ask whatever questions you want.
Okay.
Or you can ask me here privately.
What is this thing you're doing in the Bronx that has everybody in a tizzy?
I would have thought it would be obvious. We've talked before about my plans,
I know.
my political aspirations, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
One of the only ways for me to achieve that is enormous sums of money and status.
Right.
My projects in the Bronx accomplish several of those things simultaneously. It erodes the power base of the Anarchs.
I'm on board with that.
It denies them territory. It cuts into their feeding and hunting grounds.
Mm-hmm.
It generates tremendous amounts of money. And it makes me look good.
And what about these remains that are
Oh.
being unearthed?
Didn't we cover all this? Look, I
We
mean,
did. But I still get the little itch that you're hiding something from me.
Well,
And if I have to find out from somebody else, that's going to make me very upset that you didn't trust me enough.
dominate. A contest of wills. Yours against Rafferty's. Please make an intelligence and resolve check. If you have the unswayable mind, you
I
can
do.
add those bonus dice to the pool.
Intelligence and what was the second one?
Intelligence and resolve.
Resolve. Plus 2 from the unswayable mind?
That is correct.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
1 success.
If you were to spend willpower to re-roll up to 3 dice, can you match 5?
No.
But you had 1 success. He's the active Kindred, so he'll win all ties. But you could succeed at a cost. A devil's bargain.
Oh.
You can resist the forgetful mind, and it would be impossible to know whether or not it was successful or not for Rafferty. But we're going to increase your hunger by 2 and take 2 damage to superficial willpower. And then there will be a negative outcome for one of your coterie mates.
Let's take some risks. And that's to reroll 3?
Mm-hmm.
No successes.
No successes. Forget about the bones, Khalida. They're not important. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is you.
You're right. What are you going to tell the others?
I'll think of something. There were no bones. They were just trash, garbage, artifacts, antiquities that I'm going to sell through your gallery to make money.
Oh. Well, we could talk about that later.
Kiếm, I do want to remind you that you are overhearing all of this. Please make a roll of intelligence and no, let's see. Let's make it wits and awareness.
Two successes.
Well, you're overhearing the dialogue. You have seen Khalida use mental commands to change minds and erase memories profligately in recent hours. So I think it's fair to say you know that this conversation is definitely not going her way and not fair. Meanwhile, back in the hotel room. Yeah, kid, Rafferty said we all had to talk, so here I am. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. We're in the middle of a mission, so I didn't want to get you involved with any of this messiness.
Yeah, it's getting pretty messy here. I don't know how I feel about all this.
Right?
You want some of this?
Yeah.
It's not bad. Not bad at all.
All right.
Yeah, here. Thermos keeps it warm. It's good. Still a little warm. It's warmish.
Oh,
Starting to get that congealing over the top, though.
delicious.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, Rafferty stocks. He may be a complete creep, but he stocks a great larder.
All right, listen.
Yeah.
Just between us.
Yeah.
What do you think he's going to ask you to do?
Who's going to ask me to do?
Rafferty, he called you here, right?
I don't know.
Well then, okay. Do you think that we're in trouble somehow?
From him? I like our odds.
No, okay, I need you to listen to me. We were on a mission to find some
Nerd over here, right?
monster. And this nerd was a witness to this thing, all right? They said it had, like, skeletal wings or something. Have you ever heard of something like that?
Holy shit. Seriously?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Skeletal wings? What are you guys after? Like some sort of, I don't know, dragon? What is that?
That's what it sounds like. Does that exist? A dragon's a thing.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Too many dice. Here, let me go. Who said Zmitzi? Hey,
Yes.
pretty girl. You said Shamshi, Shimich,
Oh, you-
Shimishi,
You caught that in
Samuchi.
Spanish, huh?
Sham something.
Zamitzi.
It's a word I know. What do you want him to know? You're not obligated to answer his questions. Hey, Renato, I thought we were buddies. You don't have to tell him anything. But if you really do think they are involved, now would be the time. Or maybe when James comes back.
No. I just know that it is not a good idea and that the nerd over here doesn't want to talk about it as if there was something wrong with his mind.
See? You, come here. Nigel reluctantly shuffles over to stand in front of Renato. He glances at you as if to say, do I really have to do this?
You could do it my way or his way.
Right, okay. He looks at Renato. I'm sorry. I've told them everything I know. I can't talk about it. If you are convinced that he is not simply pretending, there is little to be done. If someone has used the compulsion on him to not speak of something, he's not going to talk about it, no matter how much you squeeze him.
Is there anybody who could remove that? I mean, let me
Switch
be
to
more-
English, please.
I apologize. Is there anybody who can remove this compulsion?
I mean, the timing is so inconvenient. Perhaps what I am bringing from the Free States.
What are you bringing from the Free States?
I'm bringing a kindred,
See, we talked about that, but who?
a survivor of their recent battles with hunters, a member of the Camarilla who... two members of the Camarilla who survived.
Do you have names?
See? But why are we... I don't mind if they know.
Do you have their names?
See? My child is referring to the fact that I am arranging for the transportation of several important kindred from the Anarch Free States, the Free States domain of Los Angeles. There was a recent assault by hunters, mortal hunters. This is the time of the New Inquisition, you know. The Seneschal, Suzanne Rochelle, was badly, grievously injured. She lies in torpor. And this, I don't know, some sort of turncoat, some kind of spy, Fiona, something. I'm arranging to bring them here to New York. She might, perhaps, have that power
How
when
long?
she is awake again.
How long till they arrive?
It is very difficult to get things unseen. A few nights. Back out on the balcony. Are you satisfied now? We can still have this discussion.
I mean, while we're all here, why don't we all get to know each other?
I get the feeling there's something else on your mind. So, yes, let's. I'm
Maybe
starting to feel that you're a little ungrateful, Khalida.
Me? Well, I would never be ungrateful. I just wanted to know that you can trust me.
I know I can trust you. And I hope you feel the same.
Oh, I do.
I'm glad that's settled. Let's go back in.
Before they open the door, I've pushed James aside. I just open the door and stare at them.
You've pushed who aside, sorry?
Was it his name James, the person who closed the door?
Rafferty.
Rafferty.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm misconstruing things.
Mhm.
I just opened the door then.
Okay, everybody happier now? I mean, are we all settled? Everybody calm down?
Yeah.
No. No, I'm not calm and I'm not settled. You never said anything about Simitsi or Sabat or the Black Hand or any of that. Well. Do I take it that you all think I am dealing with the Sabat? Is that what this is all about?
If by dealing with you mean have made enemies with, then maybe. I mean, this thing is on the loose and we can't find it, and this one guy who has seen it, he got whammied.
And he
On
keeps
your
calling,
property.
And he keeps calling me the Black Hand.
And he knows about the bones. The bones
What bones?
that were stolen.
The remains or whatever.
There's no bones.
What?
Well, Khalida.
I'm literally getting a manifesto to confirm that those bones were there.
There were no bones.
Are
What the fuck are you talking about?
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, are you fucking with me right now? There's no bones.
All right, all right.
How would you just make that up?
Why would the three of us make that information up?
Coco, Brawn.
I'm so confused.
Her sire is not as kind to her as she thinks he is. You know what I'm trying to say.
That's bullshit.
She doesn't know about the bones.
You come to my suite uninvited, you murder my employees, and now you're calling me a liar?
I heard what I heard. I won't keep it from all of us. Why
You
should I
did
keep it
mind
secret?
fuckery on her? How many times have you done that to me?
What did you hear?
I made you forget about the bones.
Oh, shit. You're a big help, you know that, right?
I don't care what you think of me.
You used mindfuckery on me?
I mean,
What did we just say
look, it
about
was for your
establishing
own good.
trust?
I can't protect you if you keep pushing. Look, blood makes us family. But loyalty makes you a coterie. So, you perceive so little about how the Camarilla really works. Do you think they don't know about most of this?
I would bet that they don't.
How would you know?
Otherwise, why convene here and why look so nervous on the phone? Why the heightened security? Why is the jazz club closed?
Why'd you call in the rest of your coterie?
Why did you look uncomfortable when I said Zimitsu?
Where's my sire, Rafferty? Where's Amadeus?
You got some questions to answer.
By way of answering, he pushes a button on the console phone. There's a brief burst of static, and then you hear a recording of Kiếm voice saying, "Is it going to matter soon whether or not we have to follow Rafferty's rules?" It's something you said earlier this evening in the town car. Now, it's very annoying that when you talk, Coco, I can't hear you on this thing. Wilcox works for me, not you. But I can see we're going to have to take some corrective measures tonight, which is a great place to pause our vampire story for now. Welcome back to our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, New York by Night, and our Season 2 finale. We're still in the hotel room, we're still with our sires. clearly going to have to take some strong corrective measures tonight.
Just gonna ask you, point blank. Who the fuck you working for? Sabbat?
I work for myself. Do I work with the Sabbat?
Anarch?
I definitely work with the Anarchs. Richter's a business associate, and we all know that.
Then,
So why get salty about Kiếm?
But no,
then why
No
is there
Sabbat.
a Tzimisce running around here? Evidently you guys may not understand the severity of a Tzimisce running around here. Renato, can you please explain the severity of having a Tzimisce running around?
look, we don't need a history lesson. Silencio. Por favor. My child makes an excellent point, so if you will indulge me for a moment. I don't think any of you understand what's being asked. I think I do, but we should listen to him, kid.
Yeah.
You have all heard of the Black Hand, the Cainites, the Sabbat, this death cult of vampires. You all know, of course, that New York was once theirs. Completely theirs. Completely. This was their city, and the Camarilla was merely a guest at the small children's table of the holiday, right? Tea. The Camarilla eventually prevailed, but not so long ago. But the Sabbat are wanton, cruel murderers. They let their beast take the wheel. They care nothing for the Masquerade, nothing for their humanity, nothing for our rules, nothing for the Masquerade, nothing. They are just death. That is all they are.
Are you
Nothing
working
else.
with them, Rafferty?
He doesn't look comfortable when you ask him that question point blank. Working is such a
Do
precise
you have
word.
an arrangement?
He doesn't answer your question.
That
So here is
answers
the
mine.
problem we got here. This thing that was described, Tzimisce.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, as we start all fairy tales, whether good or evil, our clan, the Lasombra, and our partners in blood, the Tzimisce, were fundamental to the creation of the Sabbat. It's true. Now, I have never participated in their rites or ceremonies. My sire was never touched. But many of our clan were. Now we have made a different arrangement with the Camarilla. We have chosen the Ivory Tower. Chosen. And Prince Bernard has been gracious enough to allow a few of us, a small, select handful, to perhaps earn a welcome. But it is not a sure thing. I think you might call it, ¿cómo se dice? Probation.
See.
If this monster is a Tzimisce, then yes, maybe the Sabbat is back. And if you, James Rafferty, have been working with them, well, corrective measures will be taken.
The Sabbat, they were in charge for a while, right? What took them down? What was their weakness? How did they fall?
As I said, they care nothing for the Masquerade. They don't understand the world. They don't care about it. They embrace en masse. They create childer in great numbers to overwhelm and assault their foes. And they don't cover their tracks very well. I was not here for the war. None of us were. But the prince was. The prince was.
Now, do you understand why I practice restraint?
Yeah.
Now, do you understand why it's so severe for me to be around? It's not as easy for me. And that one move, if I fuck up, it's far worse for me.
Oh,
just
yes,
don't
if
fuck
we
up.
fuck up, as my child says, it is far worse for us. Although maybe for you too. Camarilla doesn't really care about right and wrong. You're all expendable. If it is more convenient for them to sweep all this under the rug and trust in recognized members of their society, they will eliminate you.
Well, how do you propose we clean this mess up quietly?
Let's hunt it.
That seems to be what we are discussing now. Rafferty has, during this conversation, backed up a few paces so that he's closer to the balcony door. What's your name, kid?
Kiếm.
Okay. I'm Glassjaw. We're related.
I can see that.
You asked something. You asked about Amadeus. You really his kid?
Yes,
Yeah.
but I've heard Rafferty might have had something to do with his disappearance. Or is there something you know about?
Well, he looks at Renato, and Renato nods. Let's just say we looked the other way.
What became of him?
Strictly speaking, I don't know the answer to the question.
Rafferty, you have an answer for me?
Yes, I do have an answer for you. You're lucky to be here.
It's not the answer I wanted.
Well, life is full of little disappointments, isn't it?
What did you do to him?
Unfortunately, he could not be trusted. And so he had to go.
If you got rid of him, then why accept me into your fold?
I wanted to find out if he had told you anything that would be detrimental to me.
So I was always on the chopping
Why
block.
are you looking so surprised? You would have thrown all of them under the bus if it got you what you wanted. We talked about as much.
Yeah,
Yeah, so why all the judgy? You don't even have your opera glasses.
I'm always judgy, and I do have them.
So you played nice with us this entire time, knowing that you were going to just dispose of us?
I didn't say I was going to dispose of you. There's always that option if I dislike you.
At least I was upfront about this.
Didn't know it was.
Was
a
I not
popularity
upfront just now?
contest.
Took you long enough.
I think it's pretty obvious.
Nobody asked.
It sounds like the way to clean all this up is for all of us to work together to hunt this thing down. Get rid of the monster, the prince doesn't need to know anything, and we solve the problem.
How do we know there's just one?
Why would the prince know anything at all?
Well, that's what you said you were worried about, right? Of this thing on the loose. If the Sabbat are back, it may serve to disinterest someone who is working with them, James.
It's Mr. Rafferty to you.
Mr. Rafferty. Unless there's anything you would like to share with us to protect this asset of yours.
Rafferty looks at Renato and Glassjaw as if trying to read how much support he's still got in the room. It's not clear from their expressions what they
I
think.
grab onto Renato's hand and give it a squeeze.
He returns the squeeze. I don't know if what was... He points to Nigel, who tries to shrink into the wall. I don't know if what he saw was the Black Hand. I have no way of knowing. And yes, it would be interesting to know. Of course. But I find it hard to believe that James would send the Sabbat to steal from himself. That makes no sense. That makes no sense at all to me. But I am more concerned about the fact that when you asked him the question, he said nothing. Kiếm. Lo siento. I'm sorry about your sire. I don't know the details, but I did nothing to stop it. So, in a way, I am equally guilty. And we can talk about that later, but for now, what do you want?
I want everyone responsible for trying to control me, for lying to me, to die. And it sounds like you're part of this plan, too. But Rafferty, it sounds like you turned to him. You were the main puppeteer in this stupid little plan. Amadeus chose me. I was saved. I was blessed. And you destroyed him, didn't you?
Yes, I did. And I had hoped I wouldn't be forced to make the same choice with you, but apparently I was wrong.
Watch it.
What are you going to do, Brawn?
Stop you from hurting her.
I turn to the other two. 5, 6.
No.
You sure?
No.
No.
Brawn.
What the hell are you talking about?
7.
Brawn.
Don't do it.
I use Mesmerize on Brawn.
So you must make a rouse check as you catch his eyes.
Success.
Yeah, I looked. She called my name.
Manipulation and dominate. Brawn, your mind will attempt to protect itself regardless of your wishes. Intelligence and resolve. Please both make your rolls. We are looking for the total number of successes.
A critical success.
Critical success, so 4.
7 with a critical.
7 with a critical. If you were to spend willpower to re-roll the failed dice, could you tie at 7 or exceed?
Yes, and I will do so. I cannot re-roll the hunger die.
No.
I cannot.
What is the mesmeric command? Keeping in mind it must be able to be carried out immediately.
Protect me and Rafferty at all costs.
Well, this evening is certainly ending on something of a down note.
Fuck! All of you! You betrayed me! We were supposed to be a coterie. We were supposed to stay together.
Rafferty punches a button on the console phone and says, "Security to my suite right now."
I hope you all die. A fiery death. I try to leave and blink out through the balcony.
Heading for the balcony. No one tries to stop you. It's 7 stories down. It's gonna hurt, but you could aim for the swimming pool.
I have cat's grace.
So, let's make a simple roll then. Dexterity and athletics as you go, sailing off the balcony railing, suspended out for a microsecond in space, and then down. Down to the waiting ground below.
3 successes.
You cut the water cleanly with barely a ripple. An Olympic swimmer would be impressed. And you're in the water. Glassjaw's off the couch and moving towards you, Brawn. You really gonna?
Don't make me hurt you.
Okay, this sucks. He goes for you.
I intercept.
Strength and brawl. Coco, what's your intention as this erupts?
I stand in front of Renato.
Stand in front of him.
Mm-hmm. And I got my hands prepared, ready to...
Khalida, if he gets past Brawn, what are you doing?
I am going to use Mesmerize to command him to stop.
Very difficult to do in combat. We'll see if that works. So, how many successes?
3.
He's not trying to hurt you. He's just trying to get past you so that he can rip Khalida's arms from her body. But he can't. You stop him and hold him back. Let me at her!
No!
Let me at her!
We can't do this!
She can't treat you that way!
Listen, you need to get out of here right now. You need to leave.
I ain't going without you!
You specifically.
He tries again, but he's shoving you away from Khalida, toward the balcony. Do you resist him?
I positioned myself to protect Rafferty.
Strength and brawl. He is going to make a rouse check. Ooh, hungrier. He adds the dice to his pool. 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 plus a critical.
5, and it's a critical success. He is the active kindred. But again,
James,
he's not
can't you
trying to
stop
hurt
this
you.
nonsense?
Say that again.
James, can't you stop this nonsense?
I say let them fight.
Fine.
He shoves with all his might, using his legs to drive you toward the balcony, to get you out of the suite, to send you over the railing after Kiếm, maybe to keep you out of danger, maybe to keep you from filling the mesmeric command, but he can't budge you. It's like watching two wrestlers locked in equal strength, one unable to move the other.
At this moment, I'd like to activate Arms of Armon, and I'm gonna let it ripple out towards Glassjaw.
So, what is your intention? I need to know what your plan
I would
is.
like to try to restrain and pull him away from Brawn.
Pull him away from Brawn. Okay. He's not paying any attention to you, so let's go ahead and make it Wits and Oblivion, but first, make the rouse check.
Oh, I did. That was a bestial failure.
You can't have a bestial failure on a hunger roll, on
Oh,
a rouse
okay.
check.
Skull.
Just a failure.
My apologies, Skull.
Just a failure. Even though Renato is standing next to you and his lips don't move, you hear his voice in your head. Make me proud. Take what you want. The tendrils of writhing shadow move from your hands, slither along the floor, and coil around Glassjaw's legs like some sort of black boa constrictor. And you're attempting to hold him?
Pull him away.
Pull him away, actually move him. Let's use your strength and brawl here, but we will add 3 dice. Brawn, are you interfering in any way?
Yeah, if I notice this is happening,
It's unmistakable.
I'm going to try and use his leverage against him.
You're going to try to help Coco.
Get him off balance.
Add 2 more dice for Brawn's assistance.
Could I also use willpower?
You can spend willpower. You can take a point of superficial willpower damage to re-roll up to 3 failed black dice. What'd you get?
1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
You beat him by a margin of 1. So you pull him off balance and he slams up against the couch. You're not strong enough to yank him off his feet, but he's definitely at a disadvantage.
Don't hurt him!
I'll do something then.
Khalida, let me go.
Shall we?
Let's.
He holds out his hand to you.
I follow.
Good night. Maybe he should stand behind as a rear guard. No, let's bring him with us.
I think he should come with us.
They head for the door. Rafferty opens it.
Do something!
I can't.
The corridor is filled with mortal security guards. Renato, at this moment, decides to get involved. The room is plunged into blackness. Absolute pitch black. Not twilight, not mere darkness of a normal night, but an impenetrable black nothing. Those of you who are kindred can feel the cold seeping into your flesh, into your bones. It's like being exposed to ice water suddenly over your whole body. Nobody is going anywhere until we have settled this.
Taking advantage of this moment, Brawn activates an ability that he's manifested by watching Coco, and activates Unseen Passage.
So you are invisible within the dark cloud. There's a sound. Now, Khalida, you can't see anything, but you still have your hand in Rafferty's.
I do fail the rouse check.
Okay, showtime! Nom 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 nom.
Why can't you ever just fucking listen to me, huh? Why do you always gotta be the one that takes the dive?
Because I'm usually right.
Fuck off!
You fuck off. Rafferty is trying to move carefully, relying on his knowledge of the suite. Are you following? Are you going with
Yes.
him? In hand? Oops, too many dice. There's a sound as he bumps into a table. And then there's another sound. Sound of a heavy blow. As a body smashes through the glass tabletop. You lose your grip on him. And he goes down. You can feel his body hit the floor next to your feet, even though you can't see anything.
I still try to reach for him.
You reach for him. There's something in the way, something cold, something malevolent, something foul. The shroud of blackness dissipates. Brawn, you are invisible. You cannot be seen. Kiếm is somewhere down below. You have Glassjaw entangled in the arms of Ahriman. And Renato is standing over your sire with a long, wicked blade in his hand, dripping with James' vitae. James has been thrown through the table, smashed to the floor, and stabbed in the chest. He looks very surprised.
I reach for my pistol and I shoot at him.
You going to shoot at Rafferty or
No,
Renato?
Renato.
Or shooting at Renato. Kiếm, you swim the length of the pool with ease and pull yourself out. Luke is there waiting as you had specified and requested earlier in the evening before you even left for Brooklyn. He helps you out.
They're all dead to me.
Where would you like to go?
I need to talk to the prince. Any way I can.
Will not be easy.
We have time. We have lots of time.
If we can get a message to her, she may refuse. Is there anyone else we could go to?
Maybe my daddy can help.
He is on his way. He will be here, I think, in no more than 3 nights' time, as you requested. He thinks he's coming to take you home. If I might make a suggestion,
Sure.
You told me you were favorably impressed with the Anarchs. We could go hide in the Bronx.
I could give Lizzie a visit. Give it one more try. Let's go.
I am but a humble servant.
Stop saying that.
He takes out a pistol and keeps it near his leg, watching carefully to make sure you're not being followed. There's a lot of activity in the hotel now. People are coming out of the lobby. You see many security guards. They have their weapons out. Let's go the other way.
Let's try to hide as we leave.
Attempting to remain unseen, you make your way away from the hotel property. Shall I call a cab?
Simple is best.
Hey, taxi! Meanwhile, back in the suite where it's going down, you've pulled out your pistol and fired point blank at Renato. Coco, what do you want to do?
I'm letting go of arms of Armand, and I'm trying to grab her arm, and I'm going to use Touch of Oblivion.
I'm going to stop that from happening.
Are you close enough?
We'll find out.
We'll see. You want to stop that from happening, you'll have to break cover, break your obfuscate.
I do.
What do you want to do?
I have to protect Khalida and Rafferty. And right now, Coco is endangering her. I'll put myself between them.
And you are going to let the shadow tendrils dissipate and try to touch Khalida.
Yes.
Khalida is shooting, so she won't have a full dice pool. Khalida, let's do it this way. First of all, pistol shot.
Okay.
Your initiative is by far the highest. Let's make it... It's point blank. Let's make it... Composure and firearms. Remember to add your hunger dice in the pool. Are you spending any willpower?
I might spend one.
Okay, take a point of superficial willpower damage and add... excuse me, no. I meant to ask you if you were making a rouse check to increase your pool with a blood surge.
Yes.
Make the hunger check. My apologies.
Three successes.
And the rouse check?
I don't get hungrier.
Touch of Oblivion. Khalida, you can see Coco moving towards you, reaching out maybe to grab your arm or knock off your aim. Do you want to react?
Yes.
Get out of the way, avoid the shoot?
I would shoot her, yes.
Strength and brawl for you. You can take the shot, but you have to cut your dice pool, reduce it by 3 dice.
Then can I instead move out of the way?
Make it dexterity and athletics, but take away 2 dice for the
Is it possible for
second
me to
attacker.
activate prowess in this instance?
Prowess. Your potence power. Well, you need to make a rouse check, but you'll need to make one for Touch of Oblivion too.
Or would I be able to compel her or mesmerize her to stop?
Your choice is either to fire or to move out of the way or dodge in some way.
I'm going to then fire at her.
Success on both.
Success on both the rouse checks?
Yes.
Okay.
Success on the rouse check. Eight with a critical.
I'm gonna burn willpower.
Gonna re-roll dice?
Yep. Can I use blood surge in this moment?
Yes.
I have to roll a rouse.
You have to roll a rouse check.
Fail.
This is getting out of control. End it quickly.
Yes, I know.
Let's go. Rapidamente. Maybe you should take her blood and claim it. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
6 successes. So, first things first. The gunshot strikes Renato at point blank range. He does step backwards several paces. A little surprised that you've had the temerity to fire at him. He doesn't drop or fall, and you're not sure how badly he is hurt, but he's certainly not attacking Rafferty anymore.
Good.
You had 8 successes when you turned to fire at Coco. And how many successes do you have?
I had 6.
That's 6 successes. So both things are true. The gunshot strikes Coco. You take 2 points of superficial damage. And you touch Khalida. On the arm?
Her shooting arm.
Anyone who's watching, perhaps Brawn, perhaps Glassjaw, can see that the skin of Coco's fingertips have become striated with dark veins. Looks unnatural. And as she touches Khalida, Khalida's arm instantly spreads those same blackened veins up and down her arm from her elbow to her wrist. The skin withers, the tendons crack, the bones snap, and you take 2 aggravated damage from the touch.
Good luck getting a seat at the table now.
I tackle Coco.
Tackle Coco. Strength and brawl. She's a little preoccupied and her back is to you.
Can I add my grappling focus?
Your specialty?
Yes,
you
specialty. 3 with a critical.
3 with a critical. Something strikes you from behind Coco, hard, forcefully, smashing you against one of the easy chairs, disrupting your concentration. You stagger to the side.
The fuck, Brawn?
Don't make me hurt you!
Get her.
Fucking lying to you!
Take a point of superficial damage from the impact. Kid, this ain't gonna go well. Why don't you go with them?
Leave him alone. Right?
Protected you. Shut up, Khalida.
I'm coming too. I'm going with you. Well, Renato wipes the blood from his blade. Where do you think you will hide?
That's really none of your concern.
James Rafferty, our association is at an end. Our business is concluded. Your domain is forfeit. I claim this hotel, its environs, and its business for myself and my child. Don't ever let me catch you back here again.
Who can find the seat now?
Take your...
You're useless.
Take your... She is worth 20 of you. Take your sire and go. Brawn.
Yeah.
I hold nothing against you. This is not your fault.
I let go of Coco.
But if you really do hurt her, I must kill you.
Stay with me.
Yeah, this really blows. Renato, I'll be seeing you. We'll talk. Maybe later.
She got to me.
Come on, kid.
You're stronger.
Play it safe. Never take a dive. And Brawn will leave.
The security guards are there to escort you. He doesn't even know how to run this place. But I have somewhere safe. Shall we?
Let's get out of here. I'm done with this.
Really? I mean, How'd you find out about that anyway?
About what?
Exactly. Kiếm. You and Luke have successfully taken a cab back to your haven. Shall I pack your bag?
Yes.
Is
They
there
must
no
know where
one-
we live.
Is there no one else that we need to notify? That we should talk to?
I think I don't trust anyone, that's the problem.
Very, very wise policy, I think, when dealing with the Kindred. Well,
Perhaps Simone also? I don't know. But at least she seemed somewhat neutral. The Anarchs, I don't know about them either. Things that were revealed. They're working with Rafferty. He's
Yes.
number one on my list.
we can deal with your father when he arrives, and then make a plan for James Rafferty.
Yes.
Think about where you'd like to go, and I'll take you there.
As we pack my things, I make sure to open the painting and to get my collection.
This is impressive. I'll pack it up.
Thank you.
Give me 30 minutes.
And I make plans to instead go to Club Crimson.
To Simone's club. Let's hold that thought. In the suite, the shattered glass, the vitae on the carpet rapidly drying. Coco and Renato find themselves alone. Well, that was exciting.
I guess there's one more detail you need to know.
Am I going to be happy about it?
Probably not.
I can hardly wait.
We were visited by the prince.
Madre de Dios. You might have mentioned. What did
We
she
gave
say?
information about Rafferty and perhaps his conspiracy about unearthing her as prince or maybe becoming primogen. I believe Khalida was the one who confirmed that he was at least vying for primogen.
She won't care about that. Nobody cares about those political games. They happen all the time. Was the Sabbat mentioned in the conversation, Consuela? By anybody?
I mentioned that there was the meetsy because I needed to gain her favor.
Well, in for a penny, in for a pound, as my old friends from London used to say. Think you can run this place?
I could try.
I don't know how this is going to end.
But it's you and me.
So what else is new? Let's go see the staff about cleaning up and making ourselves at home. Rafferty, Brawn, Glassjaw, and Khalida. James has apparently prepared for this eventuality. He makes a stop at another room, yet another private suite in the hotel to withdraw from a secure container a considerable amount of cash and other valuables. I was worried that I might have to leave this place.
Are you not concerned that somebody just made a fool out of you?
That is a provocation that he cannot tolerate even from his child. I'm going to have to check that. I excuse a lot from you because I love you. But you are going to have to play an even longer game. This skirmish, this bagatelle, this one night is a single move on the board. I have made plans for this eventuality, and sometimes you will learn in this unlife, it's better to let your enemy think he's winning.
That's what I like to hear. And as far as playing the long game, you have no idea how good I am at that. Now, I could have helped you so much better. I would have been able to spin the truth away. That would have been so much more beneficial to you. But you have to let me in.
Are you sure you're ready for this game?
Oh, yes.
It's a big, big board with a lot of moving pieces.
I'm
you don't always know who your opponent is.
This is true. But I have you to teach me.
Would you prefer penthouse suite? Or would you prefer a yacht? We've got to spend the night somewhere.
Ooh. You know, maybe out on the water. Maybe kill two birds with one stone.
Brawn,
Yeah.
thank you. Hey, look, let's be clear. She whammied him and, he wouldn't have done it without her.
Are you sure you made the right choice, Khalida?
Yes, I think so.
I didn't hurt you, did I?
I didn't hurt you, did I?
Nah, I'm fine. You got to do better than that. Come on, I wasn't really trying anyway.
Brawn,
Yeah.
thank you.
Don't thank me. That was not cool what you did. You made me hurt Coco.
She had it coming.
Never again.
I'll play nice. Just know that this is right for you.
It would be good not to do it again to either of us. We always know where you sleep.
Yeah.
And we got friends you can't see. So, I was fancied a boat trip. Can I get one of them little sailor captain's hats?
Sure.
I think that would look good. You want one?
No.
What about your friend Kiếm? You want to call her?
I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of her. She was pretty upset. Can you tell us anything about what they did to her sire?
Yes, I can tell you. I killed him.
Just outright.
Well, I mean, it wasn't simple.
What did he do?
He decided he didn't want to be part of our little project any longer. And he threatened to go to the Ventrue Primogen, Mr. Addison Payne, and talk about my plans. Couldn't allow that. So you see the bind I was in. Mr. Brawn, you have taken your first step into a much larger world, and what awaits you will exceed your expectations.
I want you to read my lips and feel it when I say this, James Rafferty. Fuck you!
I can see we're going to have to work on your manners. Shall we?
Let's.
The limo's ready. So, we talked earlier about the balance between undeath and the Masquerade, and we've talked about the different levels of Kindred society. We've talked about the beast and how it waits patiently to devour your humanity. And we've talked a great deal about politics and about how sometimes you can't really even see what the game is or who's playing it until it's too late. With the former coterie gone its separate ways, but almost certain to meet again, this seems like exactly the perfect place to bring this vampire story to a close for now.